Greetings and thank you for joining us for the 24th episode of the Young Justice Review on DC Animation with Spencer and Friends. This is an LMG Podcast Production. Today, I'm joined by a dear friend.
She's back.
Oh yeah!
Oh
Oh yeah! Oh
yeah.
yeah! Cassidy is back joining us for a third season!
Ooh,
Cassidy, I'm so glad you're here.
thrilled to be here.
Uh, we had a great time with season one. We had a great time with season two. And
Albeit still in mourning.
yeah, you're right. But the show was so good it brought you back for a third
I'm
season.
I'm still here.
I love it. I love it. So, I appreciate you for joining us on this journey through DC animation. Before we review today's episode, I do want to talk about something real quick. So, the time skip. And not the time skip in the show, the time skip in real life.
hmm
So, this season came out in like 2019.
hmm
But season two ended in like 2013 or 2012, around then, when we were still little babies and
Youngins.
then, fully grown adults. So back in year of our Lord 2018, DC made its own streaming service called DC Universe, which was housed, or it was created to house like all of DC's media as well as like some comic book stuff. And this show was an original for that streaming service. And then that streaming service got absorbed back into HBO Max.
Okay.
So that's why it's calling this an original, even though it isn't for HBO if you're watching this on HBO.
Uh,
But yeah, so it was a DC Universe, like DC Universe brought it back, and then they got absorbed by HBO, which is, a common thing that happens with DC because there are a lot of comic books who existed and then DC acquired them and now they've been folded in. Captain Marvel, Shazam is an example of one of those. Same with Static Shock, Icon. There are a bunch of people who belong to DC through an acquisition. But yeah, so it was, I think we were supposed to be done with season two, and then they were like, yeah, but the money though. And so that's how we got season three. And I love Young Justice, so I was here for it. But this I will say the rest of like seasons one and two I've watched multiple times.
right.
Season three, I only watched it once.
Oh, so this is feeling kind of fresh again.
Yeah, like I'm experiencing this for only the second time.
Oh.
So let's see what happens. It's still your first time.
How did it feel as a real like time fan to get it back after so long?
So the issue that I always have with a large time jump like this, it's rarely as successful. And when I
Right.
say as successful, I mean like the level of quality is rarely at the same. Like
Right.
if it was a 10, it's almost never a 10 after a giant time jump.
Right.
Um and I like just to give a couple movie examples. I love Bad Boys 1 and 2. Bad Boys 3, we waited too long.
Right.
Rush Hour 1 and 2 are wonderful. Rush Hour 3, we waited too long. The Incredibles. First Incredibles is a masterpiece. Second
Right.
Incredibles, not a masterpiece. We waited too long. And so, very rarely do I see a show or a movie where they wait a really, 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 really long time, and I'd say more than 5 years as long
hmm
time. And it is like long enough for the people involved to have significantly aged.
Right.
It is rarely as good because we waited too long, is kind of where I live on that generally.
hmm
And I think that I don't want to get into it too much here because we're going to wait till the end to see if this meets the same level of quality that seasons one and two did.
Okay.
Because I will go on record as saying seasons one and two are a masterpiece.
Yeah.
We'll see if we feel the same way about season three or four.
Okay.
So that is where I stand on that.
Okay.
And so but it has been done before. I would say with Daredevil, for example, OG Daredevil on Netflix was 2015. And then we have Daredevil Born Again. It is
Hmm.
at the same level of quality, in my opinion.
Okay.
They didn't wait a decade, but it's still excellent. So yeah, I generally don't love a real life time jump that is significant because it's usually for the purposes of money rather than the
Right.
purposes of the art. It's usually we're reviving this because it was successful back then, and we know that people are going to come back to it because nostalgia is a big market and it's profitable, rather than we're bringing it back for what I would consider to be the right reasons. Because a lot of times, I'm sure that there are sequel series that do well, but again, like, uh, you know, I loved That's So Raven,
Yes.
and then they made Raven's Home. It's
Yes.
probably good, but it's probably not That's So Raven. Or it might
Yeah.
be. I don't know. Boy Meets World. We had Boy Meets World, and then we have Girl Meets World. I like when they do it that way, whenever we're using the same people in the same world, but we're actually moving it into the future, as opposed to just kind of trying to pick up where we left off, but
Yeah.
10 years later.
I understand because they did a reboot of Quantum Leap, a show from 80s and 90s loved, and then they didn't it wasn't successful like I wanted it to be, but they were like, this is how the programs persisted kind of thing and had hope.
Yeah, and there are a lot of ways it's done. Like sometimes they'll just do a full reboot where it's
Right,
like kind of unrelated to the other thing. Um,
right.
I liked Charmed, and then they did New Charmed, and it was just a different show. Like same premise. We have three sisters who are power of three witches, and they have to defeat
Hmm.
demons. They have a white lighter who helps them. Like same general idea, but a very different show.
Hmm.
So sometimes they do that. I think I'm fine with a sequel series,
Hmm.
but I don't love when we just try to continue where we left off
Yeah.
later, 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 later.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what kind of happened here is we just were like, hey, we're just gonna pretend like we didn't wait a number of years to bring this back. Okay.
I'll be curious for both of our perspectives, albeit I know you said you only watched it the once, but obviously it's been a week since I saw season 2. So my perspective of the time situation's a bit skewed, and I wonder how much bias that plays in.
That is a thing because I waited a proper 7 years.
Yeah.
And I think it was a situation where because I loved Young Justice so much, they could have given me about anything and I was in. I was locked in like
Right.
they were gonna have me. And even if it had sucked, I would have finished it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it is what it is. But DC animation has a special place in my heart.
Right.
So today, we will be reviewing season 3, episodes 1 and 2. So, episode 1, Prince Ali, I mean Princess All. We open with a recap of the last episode of Dragon Ball Z. 2 years later, we are taken to Markovberg. Markovberg? I'm just gonna say Markovberg. Yep, that's what we're gonna
Sounds
do.
right.
The hospital where illegal metagene activation is still ongoing, and Anna is turned into plasma, plasma.
Turned into a plasmus.
Yes, and sent to Ran in the name of Darkseid. Black Lightning accidentally kills her, and Calder, now going by Aquaman, is the leader of the Justice League alongside Wonder Woman, and McGann is the leader of the squad. The League calls a meeting to discuss the trafficking of children and the fact that Lex Luthor is tying their hands. Batman, Green Arrow, and other Leaguers resign from the Justice League to escape the bureaucracy. Black Lightning also resigns, but for his own personal reasons. Over in Moscow, Nightwing saves some children and pulls a sample of the tar, which leads him to Markovia. Over in Markovia, the king and queen make a statement that they will allow Karaki refugees in and they want to put an end to the meta trafficking. Prince Brion has the family doctor check him for the metagene and he tests positive, which means that likely his sister Tara, who was abducted, probably also has the metagene. Dick goes to Artemis and Will's house to recruit Artemis, and the king and queen of Markovia are assassinated. Dick needs some more people, so he goes to recruit Superboy, and Superboy spontaneously proposes to McGann. G. Gordon, talking his shit, is on with Baron Frederick, who wants to institute martial law after the assassination of the king and queen. He will also be the acting king as Gregor, the next in line, is still a minor. Dick goes to recruit Black Lightning, who refuses because his powers are, acting up. But Black Lightning does show up, and the squad makes moves to Markovia. And that's the episode.
That's it.
So, lot happens in the opening episode.
Yes.
First they let us know, hey, this is all the stuff that happened, that got us here. And then
Hmm.
we're just at 2 years later, and we're at a hospital where a young man is being told, like, hey, sorry. And then we see there's a little girl in a tank, and he says, deploy the tar. And that was awful.
Yep.
When I think of somebody drowning, it's terrible. When I
Yeah.
think of a child drowning, it's worse. When
Extra
I think of a
terrible.
child drowning in tar,
Mm-mm.
oh, yikes. And I don't know if it's
Horrifying.
proper tar, but they're calling it tar and it was dark. But if
It's
it's
thick.
actual
Yeah.
tar, tar is thick.
Mm-hmm.
And ugh, like that sounds awful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, watching the thing fill up with the tar was like, oh dear, I don't like this one bit. And so that little girl is turned into plasma or plasmas. I put plasma in my notes,
Plasmas.
and plasmus was she was plasmus. Okay,
Yes, I believe so. We'll get to that though.
cool. So, and then she's sent to Ran to, attack in the name of Darkseid. We see a bunch of parademons. That's what the like golden armor, green faced things were. Um,
Demons. Okay.
yes, they are Darkseid's like hench army.
Mm,
He just got a bunch of them, and those are like, yeah, his pawns, like on the ground attack force. They be, working.
got it.
And the parademons are how I knew we were fighting for Darkseid immediately. And the Justice League is there trying to help, and Black Lightning sees Plasmus and is like, give it a little zap, and she dies.
Rip.
And he was like, "Oh shit, that wasn't supposed to happen. That's not what
Mm-mm.
I didn't do that." And they were like, "I didn't mean to kill it, her. You didn't mean to kill her."
This little girl here.
Yeah. According to my notes, she is 14 human years old. Human? Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I said. 14 human years old. She's dead. Let's get back to this fight.
Great.
So he's traumatized because again, he was like, that was not
Not the
I
intention.
actually didn't mean to do that. Like that was not supposed to kill anyone, let alone this creature. So yeah, I guess, heart failure. And then we see that McGann is talking to the squad. How do we feel about McGann's new look?
I'm intrigued. I see that she's accepting more of herself,
Hmm.
but it's obviously still half herself, but it's good to see her accepting more of herself.
What do you mean when you say half herself?
Well, because I don't know. I'm very confused on how she perceives herself. And obviously, she does not like her true Martian form, or at least when we met her, she was not vibing with all of that. And even I just remember in that episode that we found out that she was a white Martian, that when she revealed herself to like, oh, this is who I am later on, like she didn't fully reveal herself. She
So
still
whenever she
revealed.
just revealed Baldwin again,
Yeah.
but she was still green.
Was she?
Mm-hmm. Because they didn't find out she was white until the end.
Apologies, listeners. I don't take good enough notes.
That was years ago. So yeah, like in the show, that was 7 years ago.
My bad. I forgot.
So so no, you're good.
It's been 7 years in my mind.
Yeah. So yeah, they didn't find out she was white until then, but they saw her true form, and again, everybody gasped except Calder.
Yeah.
So I I think she's embracing it because just like Martian Manhunter, his green form, like his natural form, is what we saw from
But,
Baars.
mm,
Like that's what they look like. They're
yeah.
gangly.
Gingy.
And he's more human presenting for the
Right.
comfort of others. And so I think that she did the same thing. She's just more human presenting for the comfort of others. What I will say is it looks like even though she has white skin, she has more black features.
Hmm.
Um, or like kind of specifically African features in
Right.
her,
She
like,
definitely looked very not what we've seen of her. Like,
yeah.
and not just an aged up kind of situation. Like,
But yeah, like the fact that she has, a prominent lip, she has a high cheekbone, like she
right.
looked more African to me.
Yes.
I support it. I'm here
Yes.
for it. That's what we want. She's black.
Well,
That's
that's
what it
I
is.
think that's one of the first things that we discussed on this. I was like, why is she a white woman?
Yep. And
So, no,
so,
it
yeah,
feels good and feels like more coming into her proper form.
exactly.
Yes.
I agree. And she's calling orders, and
Yep.
I'm sure you're like, where are my boys?
Where are my guys?
Like
I mean, I trust
neither of
her, but where are my guys?
yeah, like but neither of them are here. So
Right.
like, what are we doing?
What's happening?
And then they said, well, they're talking about the meeting with the league,
Yes.
and it's like, hey, I could really we're not there yet. So yeah, we're just waiting for the boss to come in. It's like, oh, talked him up. Recognized Aquaman, and I'm expecting to see Aquaman.
Yep.
And in walks
A guy.
Halderam.
Oh,
And
I
I
had
was
to
like,
rewind.
yeah, Aquaman?
I had to full on rewind because I was like, maybe I heard that wrong. And so I rewound, turned it up, looked right at my captioning, and I was like, let me triple check this. No,
Yes.
that's the man.
The first time I watched this, I remember doing the same thing. I was like, Ekumi?
Yeah, one moment, please.
Who, who, who? Because I see, but I heard,
Hmm.
so, but he's wearing the thing.
Yep.
Okay, that's news. And it's so funny because, as you know, my nigga Black Manta very specifically hates Aquaman.
Yeah.
And so for Calder to now be Aquaman, wow.
What a rebellious child.
What? That is rebellion at its finest.
I just, appreciate, regardless of how this turns out, the dramatic change that they provide Caldor to me every single time so
Every time.
far.
Every
Of
time you
like,
see him, it's like,
dang,
oh, he's a
the
brand
moment
new
you reveal
guy.
him to me, every time is just gonna be wild.
Yeah. Drastically not the same person.
No.
You want to talk about character development and growth and all that?
Every
You're
time
like,
he gets it.
because who's the same? Connor.
He's constant, if
Connor,
anything.
yeah, he is
Most
consistent.
constant out of the entire group.
Yep, he is himself and
The
himself
end.
only. So, yeah. But he walks in and he's like, "Yeah, McGann, as the leader of the team, you're welcome to join this meeting that we're going to have. Please come to the meeting. I would really like it if you were there. It'd be great if you were at the meeting."
Come to the meeting, please.
Yeah, please come to the meeting. And so then he mentions in the meeting that his co-chair is Wonder Woman. And it's like,
Hmm.
okay, that's good to know. And they have the meeting and they're basically like, we are trying to do everything that we can, but because Lex is the US secretary, he's tying our hands and not allowing us to do anything. And Batman is like, yeah, it's bullshit.
Hmm.
So guess what?
Mine.
The mission comes first. And because the mission comes first, I can't be in the league if the league keeps having their hands tied.
Hmm.
So I officially tender my resignation. And
Hmm.
then we see others resign. And Oliver was like, and I'm with Batman. And Dinah was like, you
It's
what?
for me.
Yeah.
She said, mm-mm.
She said, oh, I see why you kept it quiet.
Yep.
Dinah, you should come with us. You know I wouldn't
No,
you
no,
know I
no,
wouldn't be
no,
with
no,
this
no,
shit.
no. Yeah.
So no, if you're gonna leave, leave.
Get out.
Yeah. Goodbye. So and I'm sure Calder's like, fuck, really? This what we're doing?
What is going on? Yeah.
And so, yeah, then it's like, so we need to issue a statement that they don't belong with us no more. It's
Hmm.
like, because we can't be responsible for the shit that they do, because they're gonna
Hmm.
continue to, like, Batman said he's leaving so that he can get shit done.
Yep.
Like, that's what he
So he's
said.
gonna do it.
So we need to sever ties completely. And then Black Lightning raises his hand quietly and is like, ah.
I'm out too, guys.
So like I'm not with them.
I need to go.
However, yeah, like I am also leaving, but
Yep.
not because they're not like my thing is different than their thing.
It's not the same.
Yeah, like I'm not with them, but also
But like I need to get out.
I'm also leaving.
Yep.
So sorry.
Me.
And then Batman is like, since you left too, join the squad. Come on.
Let's go.
And Black Lightning is like, I will not
That
be
sounds
a
like a
part
terrible
of.
idea.
Yeah, I will not be a part of Batman Inc.
Mm-mm.
That was, and I love that he calls it Batman Inc. So, um, random question:
Yeah.
did you have feelings about the animation? Because we had a time jump and
Overall,
we have like a different studio situation, kinda. So yeah.
I can see and feel differences. I noticed more animation differences in episode two more than I did episode one. That felt a bit more jarring's not the word I want to use, but I was like, I don't feel like that would have been caught my eye in the previous ones, just some of the stuff. But also admittedly, I don't watch enough animated stuff to probably pick up on potentially the same kind of things that you might. But no, there's definitely some movement stuff that it was like, oh, that's an interesting
See, the fact
movement
that you
moment.
clocked that it was different
Mm,
means it was different enough to clock.
that is true
Because
too.
it is different. Like it looks like they were trying to go for the same thing, and it's one of those situations where I feel like it's better and worse. Like not
Yeah,
not heavily, but it's better in that it looks like they like the technology is better,
right.
but it's worse in that it feels like the quality isn't like it's not drawn as well or something.
The,
Like it
yeah,
almost like I know that this is not what happened, but it almost feels like the difference between when something is done 100% by a person and then when you have AI assistants.
yeah.
Like I that's the best way I can put the difference I'm seeing because it's not drastic, but
No.
it's noticeable.
There's a couple of moments, like I said, it's not an overarching, I'm watching this whole episode or this whole thing, and I'm like, oh, oh, oh. It's like there's a couple
It
of things that I'm like, huh.
it's some here and there's.
Yeah. And it's specifically with how some things move.
Yeah. I mean,
And some
sometimes
speed
it's with
up things
movement.
too that like I'm just like,
I will
didn't
say
feel
I
good.
one thing that it seems like the colors are sharper.
Yeah.
But there were some things that like I didn't like Batman's eyes in this,
Mm,
and I think it's because they tried to make them more eye-shaped. rather
Hmm.
than like just Batman triangles for eyes. And there was and stuff like that. Like it's better
Yeah.
and worse. Like I don't know how exactly to put it otherwise, but
Yeah.
it's one of those situations where it's like, is technology better? Yes, but did I like it before? Yes.
Yes.
Like I don't, yeah. So, yeah, okay. I wondered if you noticed because again, to me, it was really, really clear that there was a difference, but it looks like they tried to keep it as the same as they could.
I feel overarching the vibe's still the same for me. It's just,
Yes.
yeah, these couple of moments here and there that are just a little,
Yeah,
it's like how you watch certain animated movies and you're like, oh, something's going to happen right there because I can see that that's a little bit different from everything else. Those were the kind of moments that I caught in this
yeah.
of like,
I
oh,
think
they're going to move something over there or something like that, and I can catch it.
yeah. Okay, cool. So, yes. To me, I know that he's not supposed to age, but Connor looks older to me.
I need to give him more of a look
Okay.
over.
I'll say when I saw him whenever they were at the watchtower,
Hmm.
and like he was kind of standing over McGann's shoulder as she was going over stuff. Like I was like, oh, he looks older, and he's not supposed to.
And I wonder too if I was still trying to take in that everybody else obviously looks older, and if he does look older, he probably didn't look significant enough to me that I clocked it initially. So I the next time when I watch 3 and 4, I'll need to take closer mind to that.
Yeah, and again, I think the only reason I notice is because he wasn't supposed to, and
Right.
I think that I don't know if he actually looks older or if that is the art style.
Okay.
So, anyway, um, we are in Moscow, and Nightwing's cooking,
Okay. Yeah.
hurting some people. And he's not wearing a mask, so we see his like actual eyes. But
Weird.
I yeah, like that took me some getting used to. I remember being like, that I don't
Because
I
I,
don't dislike it. It's just really different.
yeah, it wasn't about a dislike because especially this wasn't an art style thing. This was more of a I know this is where we're going with this character kind of thing.
Hmm.
But I was just a little taken aback for the first bit of it. I was just like, I don't feel like I'm supposed to be looking at you like this and seeing you like this.
Yeah, like I shouldn't know you have blue eyes.
Yes. So
I
it's like
don't.
because that was my first, I was like, oh, he's got blue eyes.
Yeah, like I shouldn't know that, and
Right.
I don't know how I feel about the fact that I know that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it, but like it's just not
I
what I'm
wasn't
used
ready.
to. It was absolutely a used to thing,
Yep.
not a bad, not a good, just a
No.
different.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm looking into his piercing blue eyes as he is hurting these people. He finds some kids, he saves them. He's talking to Barbara on the
Yes.
comms, and because he's not wearing a mask, I guess they just wear contacts that have all the shit in them.
I just trust the bats to know it's just they can do anything. So I'm like, sure,
Yeah,
contacts or maybe
because usually
whatever.
when you can see all that kind of shit, you have at least a visor or a mask or like you have
Lens,
something up,
yeah.
but just his eyeballs. And I'm
I
like,
mean, I trust Nightwing could do that, find a way to program
yeah.
something.
I'm like, yeah, okay, contact lenses.
Yep.
That's fine. Um, so yeah, he's talking to Barbara, who's going by Oracle. And she is the quintessential person in the chair, like in my head.
Okay.
Like when I think man in the chair, Barbara is the first. Like I know that Wade is my first, but
Yes.
when I think of the concept, like Barbara is who I think of.
Okay.
Um, so, and I think she's still being voiced by Allison Stoner, from what I could tell. It sounded like her.
Hmm.
So, um, but yeah, he gets a sample of the tar and he's like, "Yeah, we're just gonna burn all this to the ground. It's not gonna work."
Mm-mm.
And he gets the tar. It gets analyzed just right there. Like she just looks at it. Like she don't have to put it in
Nope.
anything.
She
She didn't have.
just boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
just yeah. Here you go. Uh, and it comes from Markovia. So he's like, "All right, Markovia it is." Over in Markovia, we see that the king and queen are making a statement, and they very specifically say, "Hey, we know that there's a bunch of Karaki and Bialia things going on. That's really not what we're here to talk about.
Mm-mm.
But we welcome, like, we're not going to abandon Karaki refugees. So if we got any of them, we're not going to turn our backs to them. The real reason we're here is because this trafficking nonsense. This is the anniversary of our daughter being abducted, and we're tired of it. We're going to do everything we can to combat this epidemic, this pandemic, global pandemic, 2019, of uh, children being
Yep.
abducted. And then we meet Prince Brion. Did you have any feelings about Prince Brion?
Immediately didn't like him,
Okay,
just to be honest.
be like that.
I don't trust when I see sideburns that prominent. I was like, oh,
Yeah, the sideburns or whatever. You were like, oh.
I don't know about this guy. Also, even if it was Cat Grant, I was like, he doesn't feel vibey with this interview either, so I don't know.
Yeah, because she said, this is Cat Grant here with Prince Brion. So you were like 16 minutes away from being the crown
Better
prince.
than me.
How's that feel? It
Very
sucks,
cat
doesn't
of
it?
her.
And I was like, yeah, that was so Cat Grant. But yeah, so he's talking to a doctor and he's like, hey, Dr. Jace, did you do the thing I asked for? And she was
Hmm.
like, I'm just the family doctor. What do you want from me? And he's like, yeah, but did you do the thing I asked for? Yes, and you tested positive for the metagene, which means Tara also tested positive for the metagene, right? Probably.
Maybe.
Cool. Yes. I'm glad we talked about it. So we see that Dick is like, hey, I gotta go get some help. I can't do this alone.
No.
And then we see Artemis being gently awakened by her
Yes.
dog. And she goes in there, breakfast, and Clone Roy is there. And he
Yes.
didn't put his weight back. He'd been in the gym.
You've been up in it.
He is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And the daughter's there,
Yes.
and Cheshire's not.
No.
And I didn't like, I was like, I wanted Roy X Cheshire. That's what I wanted.
That's all I care about.
But I didn't like the fact that uh it was, I mean, and maybe she does live there, but she wasn't home. We don't
I
know.
assumed she lives there based off of my own assumptions of things, of knowing nothing.
I just know that I didn't see her and I didn't like it.
Right.
Like my initial reaction was,
Nah.
why isn't Cheshire home? And then
Right.
like, oh no, does Cheshire live here?
Yeah.
Do Artemis and Cheshire have the kind of relationship where they would live together? Has Artemis found Roy now? Like,
Oh.
what are we doing?
My assumption was she just lives with them both.
Yep, that
So
that
we'll
could
see.
be.
Let me comment though on Roy, specifically Clone Roy. It felt like they aged him up more than everybody else.
I think it's the gym. I think that's
Like
why.
I
Like
was like, I
he's
know that's
taller.
him, but oh my gosh, why does he look like he's way older than
Yeah,
them?
like he's in his 30s now. It feels like.
Yeah, like I'm like that man's in his late 30s comfortably. Like not in a bad way in his late 30s, but that man is in his late
No,
30s.
like in the best way.
Yes,
Like
in the
he's
best possible way, he's in his late 30s.
yeah, like he's reached that age of like
Optimal of strength and man.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the like James Bond age.
Yeah.
Like he's in that.
Mm.
Like he's young enough and old enough for everything,
Yes.
but also not. So yeah, I think it's just the gym because
Yeah,
he's
when did they showed him though, I was like, what?
because that's why I was like, God damn, Roy,
Yeah.
like, you got
Who
your
is this man?
like clearly your body's a temple again.
Hmm.
Because yeah, when you
He
got
found
small, that
purpose
wasn't gonna
again.
work.
Mm.
But yeah, now he's got a baby to protect. So he's like, yeah.
Yes.
So and because he's a clone, I'm sure he's like the all optimal peak physical human,
That's true.
yada yada. Um, he's got a
For
little
sure.
more, vitamin D and B12 than regular humans or something. I don't know.
Probably.
So yeah, Dick goes over there and he's like, "Hi, Roy. I mean, Will. That's your
No.
name now. Sorry, still getting used to it." And he was like, "Who you here to recruit this time? Not you, big dog." So she steps aside. Um, so then, yeah, that happens, and oh no, we're back in Markovia, and
Yes.
a young woman opens a door, and a speedster comes in there,
Yes.
and he's got a little dagger on him. Ratata! Oh no, the king and queen are dead. His hands are covered in blood, and we see that uh the head of security, the uncle, uh he's like, "Yeah, you're a speedster," but like he tries to like, knife him or use the sword, doesn't work. Bow, puts a hot one in his back. And then Dick goes over to McGann and Superboy's house, and we see that she's still rocking a white skin
Yeah.
in human form, which at this point, yeah, like if you just suddenly look different, that's gonna be weird. So
Yeah.
that's the human persona you've chosen. That's fine. Again, I've just decided she's a Blake Griffin. Like she's black and a Blake. That's the black she is Blake Griffin. So, uh, she uh she and Connor are just kind of speaking. And Wolf is still there. We love Wolf.
We love Wolf.
And yeah, Dick comes to get him and he's like, "Hey, thanks. I have somewhere else to be, but I appreciate you. I'm gonna let you know the details."
Hmm.
And she's like, "But I don't want you to go." And he's like, "Well, I mean, just one more mission."
Never heard that before and it go poorly.
Yep. We love it. Just one more. Just one last. Yeah.
Hmm.
And we see G. Gordon.
Yep.
Now, what did you notice about G. Gordon immediately? It wasn't Tim.
No.
It was not Tim. And I immediately knew it wasn't Tim because I can hear when it's Tim. And I was like, "That's not Tim."
It didn't draw me in.
Yeah, it was like that. I knew the second he spoke. I was like, "That's not Tim anymore. What are we doing?"
It's not fair.
Yeah. And, that's one of the things that a time skip gets you.
Well, and yeah, I understand based off of the time skip why it was no longer Tim, but it's just like
Yeah,
what a loss.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if we had done this at a proper
We
time,
could would have gotten him.
we would have had Tim.
Yep.
But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, he is talking his shit, but he's talking to Baron Frederick. And Baron Frederick is uh, G. Gordon is talking about martial law, just generally. And it's like,
Hmm.
sometimes it is what it is, it's what it's gotta be. And
Hmm.
Baron Frederick is like, yes, we cannot have these dangerous Karakis coming in here doing shit. So all of them need to be checked at the door. I can't just have these quote unquote refugees, these dangerous
Dangerous.
asylum seekers, these criminals jumping over our borders.
The huge,
Huge.
huge stale.
Yeah. And yeah, it was they who killed the queen. And we will be crowning uh the crown prince Gregor, but
Hmm.
because he's only 17, I will be his regent. So, two things there. Firstly, 17? Sir,
Where? To
though
quote Twilight, how long have you been 17?
because
You
I
look older than that.
I know that and some people get I had friends who had facial hair when they were 14 or whatever,
Oh,
but
yeah.
those are not the sideburns of a
However,
17-year-old.
no.
Like, sir,
No.
again, 17 where?
Where?
And he said next year, so it's a fresh 17.
It's new. Yeah.
I'm like,
Even worse.
"Oh, okay.
Where?
That's that y'all just but, some people just age fast. Some people get
Mm.
grown really quickly. I think that we the millennials that we are,
Mm,
we tend to maintain our youth for a long time
mm,
because I can say pretty comfortably that other than a little bit more facial hair, I look the same as when I was 18,
mm.
but I didn't have fucking sideburns.
No, same.
I had just little
Whisker.
baby tufts of facial hair. Nothing serious. And
Pops of
honestly,
it.
like I am incapable of a full beard today,
Mhm.
so I'm not a great example.
Mm.
But yeah, like you have the facial like you and Roy went to school together. That's what it looks like,
Right.
Brion and Gregor. But anyway, um, yeah, he's talking his shit, and uh, Baron Frederick is like, yes, I will be the king until he's old enough to be the king. And then we see Black Lightning go to Tucky and his daughters,
Right.
and he says to his wife, "Hey, appreciate you for letting me come by." And she's like, "I know the game. Like my brother, in case you didn't clock it, her brother's Jon Stewart, the Black
Hmm.
Green Lantern,
Yes.
and you, Black Lightning. Like I know how the superhero game works.
Got it. Yeah.
So yeah, I get it." And then as he's leaving, Dick is just out there, and Black Lightning's like, "No, no,
Stop.
no."
Don't even look at me.
Yeah, like and he's like, "Jefferson, I need you." He's like, "Nope, my
Mm-mm.
powers aren't even working, so you don't even want me."
Mm-mm.
He's like, "I don't want Black Lightning. I want Jefferson." He's like, "The answer is no." And Nightwing is like, "Well, here's where we'll be at midnight. We'll wait for
See
you."
you then.
Yeah. And he's like, "I'm not coming."
Okay.
And then he shows up.
Of course.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, we're gonna go. They make their way to Markovia. So, real quick, are you familiar with Black Lightning at all?
Just the times that you've brought him up.
Okay. So I'm gonna do a very brief history on Black Lightning,
Okay.
uh, for a couple reasons. Um, Mainly, I'm not gonna go over his history too much,
Okay.
but I am gonna go over his blackness a little bit because this
Okay.
is the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast.
Yes.
So, Black Lightning was created like in either 1977, 1978, around then, like late 70s. And he was the first black DC character to have his own comic book.
Okay.
So he wasn't the first black superhero, but he was the first one to headline
His own thing. Yeah.
for DC. Now, in the comic books, we have a similar situation. Like he did accidentally kill a girl, his powers start misbehaving. He does end up joining Batman Inc. Like a lot of that stuff lines up. So the there are two things about Black Lightning that are kind of interesting. Firstly, he is a part of the blaxploitation era a little bit. Are you familiar with blaxploitation at all?
I feel like I can note a little bit from the name, but not
So yeah,
further.
you probably understand it conceptually, and you're like, I like when you see it, you're like, yes, that's what that is.
Yeah.
So very generally, blaxploitation is a subgenre from the 70s that has a very specific aesthetic to it, and
Hmm.
that's why you can probably identify it very easily. It is, black led, usually movies is what it refers to, but there's blaxploitation like in comic books as well. And I don't know if they're specifically like it's one of those things. It's like not a real thing. It's one of those terms that was used to describe stuff, but like there's nothing official about it.
Okay.
It's kind of the colloquial way that we because not it's not positive. Like so,
Yes.
blaxploitation, there were good and bad things. The good thing is what the blaxploitation period kind of did was prove that a black lead could be commercially successful. And it led to a lot of, positive things. There were a lot of people that were inspired by blaxploitation. I'd say one of the more recent blaxploitation things would be like a Django. Like Django is heavily inspired by the blaxploitation era.
Okay.
But it usually is characterized by a black lead. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of sex, there's drugs sometimes,
Okay.
and like a lot of jive turkey style talking. Unfortunately, a lot of the men are portrayed as, pimps and or drug users, and that's where the negatives come in, is it was aggressively negative stereotypes about black people with all of the pimps and the violence and the drugs and the sex and all that. And it ended pretty quickly because there was an oversaturation because they were like, "Ooh, money." And so they just started pouring everything. Like there was so much of it. And so that's where the exploitation part comes in. But there are a lot of the black characters in comic books that were created during that time period look a very specific way, and that's, the black exploitation thing. So he was one of those characters. Like if you look at early Black Lightning, you'll be like you'll notice some trends and you'll be like, "Yeah,
Okay.
that tracks." Also, one of the things about Black Lightning is I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's a meme at this point where black super like if a black person's gonna get a superpower, it's lightning. He's kind of the OG, but there are a lot of black characters that for one reason or another have lightning powers. And
Hmm.
he's kind of the reason. So it was a combination of, oh, this is what people are used to, and we don't have the rights to him, so we'll just make our own version of him. And technically, Storm, the X-Men, she came first, and she also has lightning powers. But her powers are weather. But she, at the end of the day, has lightning powers. But Black Lightning has lightning powers, and then there are some people who have made their own black superhero with lightning powers. You saw Static Shock earlier. He's got
Right.
lightning powers. Miles Morales is the only Spider-Man with lightning powers, and he's the black one. Um,
Oh,
Even in like Naruto, all the black people in Naruto, there's a village of black people. They live in the land of lightning. Like it's a thing.
interesting.
Yeah. And
Huh.
Black Lightning, again, he's just kind of why. Like
He's
he
the blueprint.
Yep, he exists, and so a bunch of black superheroes have lightning powers. I
Okay.
get when you're the first guy with your own book, that's what happens, I
Yeah.
guess. So yeah, it's a thing. And there's not a real reason for it. It's just kind of how it happened. I think that it was literally just people being like, we need our own Black Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll just do that. And so they just kind of did that. I guess people are used to it. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, just give the black person lightning powers. So, um, and the reason I wanted to discuss that is because it's looking like Black Lightning is going to be very involved
Hmm.
with this. So, let's see what happens. Because the fact that he was brought in on the first episode, they made sure to highlight what he did and how it affected him. The fact that he was quitting the Justice League for his own reasons, the fact that Nightwing specifically wanted him for this, like it's looking like he's gonna,
Opening up to a full character arc situation.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and around the same time, Black Lightning was given a live action show. I feel like it was around 2018 when the Black Lightning show came out, and so, you know, there's money to be made.
Hmm.
And if somebody's hot, if somebody's popular, we're gonna capitalize, all that.
Naturally.
So, yeah. I don't know if he was made the feature because of timing. I don't know if Calder has lightning powers. Just so yeah, like he's an Aquaman with
With
lightning
lightning
powers.
powers.
Like, and he's the black one. So yeah, of course he has lightning powers.
Naturally.
Yeah. So just if you've never noticed it before, like it's just one of those things. It's like, huh. And of course, I noticed it,
Right.
but that's because I specifically pay attention to those type of things. Um, but yeah, it's a thing.
Interesting.
So yeah. Anyway, it's looking like we're gonna see more of Black Lightning
Hmm.
in this show. But so far, what do you think of the first episode?
I think we missed a key point of this
Okay,
episode,
my bad.
which is the proposal.
Oh yeah, I can't believe I forgot to bring that. That was they just flew right past that. So yeah, and I put it in my synopsis, and yeah, I forgot to bring it back around town. Yeah, he just kind of been carrying a ring around,
With
and
the shape of his Kryptonian family crest.
I did notice that that was the shape of the diamond.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And he was like, "Yeah, I've been carrying this around for a while, looking for the perfect time." Because whenever she was like, "No, I don't want you to leave. No, please," he was like, "Oh, just one more mission, and then
No.
I'll be back." But also,
This is how you know I'll be back.
yeah, like,
Pew.
and it's like, well, that proves she hasn't been mind prying.
That is true. You bring up a good point there.
That like she absolutely has not been doing that.
No.
So at
Uh,
least there's that.
this is why I'm gonna be upset about this time jump because as we remember last episode, I was like, I don't know if I like the vibe of them getting back together. And then this is how you start me off.
And then they're very together.
I was like,
Like they
marriage.
live together in a place that's not the cave. Like they have like a
And that
home.
was like I accepted that opening part, but then the proposal, I was like, oh my gosh, guys. Which it's been a while since they've written anything for the show, apparently, so I'll see how this progresses. But I was like, I
Yeah.
don't love it. And not for anti either character, but I don't love it.
Okay.
And maybe I'll
And
learn to love
who
again.
knows? Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I was obviously really put off, not by Megan specifically, but what she did to
Yes.
him.
Yes.
And I understand and fully his prerogative to forgive her and don't like think he shouldn't have or anything like that. But it's just like, if my partner were supernaturally prying into my mind that deep and everything, I don't know about that. Of like,
Yeah.
I could forgive maybe, but I don't know that about forgetting.
That's what I'm saying. Like we could be cool, but I don't think we could be together.
I don't want to be that one, I don't know.
Yeah. But also, you want that person on your team.
Oh, again, this is why that's not an anti-McGann statement. It's just more of a anti-McGann X Connor statement.
Yeah. I think I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my bad. Now that we have addressed that,
Yes.
how'd you feel about the episode?
I had a good time, honestly.
Okay.
Um,
And like I wonder, like I never know, but like, and I know you're probably locked in regardless, but like, did the first episode make you want to continue?
oh, I had a good well, I honestly very psyched to see Nightwing out in the wild because anytime we got any action from him in season two, I was like,
Here for
ugh,
it.
I just want more. And so immediately providing me with that, I'm like,
I think I agree.
yes,
That was the one I was like, oh, so he got his feet on the ground.
out there.
He's out
Yeah.
there like doing his own cooking, like him and
Mm,
Barbara, of course, they're on the comms, but like I love that he's the one with his feet on the ground. That
yes.
makes me feel safe. That makes me feel
Yeah.
like shit's gonna get done the way it needs to be done.
Yeah. Like I
Because
am up in it. Yeah.
yeah, like whenever he's calling plays, that's great and everything, but like I
I know he
trust
can do those
him.
plays to
I
a
trust him to be the one doing it. Yeah.
yep.
And yeah, like the squad that he put together, I was like, that's a good squad. Like
Yep.
like that's
That's pretty A team.
they get a lot done.
He knows what he knew exactly who could get everything he needs done.
He knew exactly who we needed, and that was
He's not
important.
picking people frivolously.
Yeah. Honestly, like McGann could go to any mission, in my opinion. Like
Hmm.
she can shapeshift, she can read my like she's got all the powers you need for anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, episode two, Royal We open with Beast Boy's public message about protecting children and Cat Grant at the Metahuman Summit. There's a bit of bickering between nations, but Markovia makes it very clear that they want zero heroes in their country. The squad enters Markovia and they discuss the plan. At the party, Dr. J sets up a meeting with Brion and Dr. X. Black Lightning and Superboy find the secret meta testing area, and they are about to free some children, but they are stopped by Count Vertigo and Plasmus. Black Lightning has a traumatic response to seeing Plasmus, and Superboy breaks a hole in the floor for them to escape. A young Karaki girl is dead and about to be buried. She comes back to life, but the burying doesn't stop. Tigress steps in and saves her and asks some questions, but the girl isn't talking. Nightwing follows Dr. X and Brion. Black Lightning has a really bad fall, and Superboy gets captured by Plasmus. Brion is taken to see the operation, and he is not about it, so he is knocked out and podded. Dr. Jace walks in and starts to tar Brion, and Count Vertigo makes a call to alert the Crown that the operation might be compromised. And that's the episode.
Yep.
So, that public service announcement,
So on point to what a public service announcement is because I started laughing and then he got serious and I started laughing more. And I was
harder.
like, oh my gosh, he's being so serious right now. But because it's so like an actual infomercial, I cannot take this seriously.
That's one thing that this show does so well is like
Oh, wow. Yes.
tropes of stuff in real life for media. Like they do such a good job.
Yep. Because I was like, oh, this is this is serious. That's
Yeah,
so
like oh, I'm supposed to. Oh,
I mean, yes.
yeah,
But
we're
still,
so
like
like
the
it's
immediate
so good.
180 killed me. Oh my gosh.
It was so good. And this Beast Boy is being voiced by the same one from the Teen Titans show.
Okay. So
So
someone you're familiar with in that.
yeah, like he is the voice of Beast Boy. Period to me.
Okay.
Like truly is Beast Boy.
Is that
Like,
guy.
if I never hear anybody else's Beast Boy, I'll be fine. And I have heard other people's Beast Boy, and it's fine. But
It
like,
was fine, but
he
it's
is
not like
Beast Boy.
yeah.
So, um, and then we see that there's a metahuman summit, and Lex Luthor is there, and we see Garth speaking for Atlantis.
Yeah.
Gotta admit, I didn't hate Garth in this capacity. I think that
Listen, I
time
didn't
may have softened me to Garth.
for some reason I had thought he was also dead and was a little like, "Oh, you're still here."
I understand.
And you're saying stuff that I'm not upset about, I guess.
Yep,
Uh, and I guess the problem's gone if you really think about it.
it is.
Which is not how I should think.
No,
But
problem's gone. No, you're right. You're correct.
but no, no, that's very anti-woman of me. He's also the problem in that situation. Part of the problem's gone.
You're right.
And you can't have a full problem with half of it gone, I guess. I'm gonna stop. I'm making it so bad.
You're in a safe space. The world is listening, but it's safe here.
Everyone's listening, but right here in this little box.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're good. You're good. We're fine.
Anyway, we set things up. We're all right, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't hate him. And again, I think that was just time. Like it's been seven
Yeah,
years, and I'm like, you know what, Garth?
sure.
Whatever. So, yeah, he's saying things because again, he's defending my guy. He's
Yeah.
speaking toward Calder, and that's what I need. And then one of the other nations was, I think it was Bialy, who was like, "You're just saying that because your guy is the leader of the Justice League."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "You can shut your mouth." Yeah, where's Queen Bee,
Doing cool
sir?
stuff, probably.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, she's too busy. She's too busy for
Too busy
this.
being cool.
Yeah, and so yeah, there's some bickering between nations, and Lex is like, "Guys, settle down, please."
Relax. Let's breathe.
And Markovia is like, "Hey, all I know is don't be sending no heroes to our house.
No,
We don't want them. We don't need them. We don't like them.
no.
So leave the nah. I don't even see not nah hero in Markovia as Nightwing and the squad make their way
Casually.
to Markovia. And he's explaining the plan. He's like, "Hey, we're just gonna be me and Artemis. We're just gonna be travelers." And they did looking together well.
Yeah.
Like they like to the point where it was like it
They're
uh
the listen, listen,
uh,
listen.
uh
No, 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 no. Listen.
and they're in character.
They're both very good looking characters.
They are.
So you put two good-looking people together, obviously.
Easy.
But I no, I don't disagree. The whole time I was like, that's a hot couple right there.
Yeah.
Hot.
Like I understand how that happened.
But
But
also in
yeah.
my heart forever is Nightwing and Zatanna, so I can't.
And Artemis and Wally,
Wally, yeah, like
R.I.P.
that's a weird trope. Like it's not a bad trope to go down, but it's a weird one.
Yeah. But yes, Nightwing Zatanna, I 100%
I
am
need
here
to
for
see
that.
more of that. Like I still am upset about the we had a history and I'm like, show it to me.
Yeah, like, but I need to. What is it?
I
Yeah,
need it.
yeah. So yeah, those two are doing that, and then Black Lightning and Superboy are on cycle, in the shadows, making moves. And we see that Black Lightning's power isn't just that he can discharge lightning, but he can also sense it and detect it and, all the things.
hmm
So, because his powers are, they're lightning, but they're not just shoot lightning. So, yeah. Um, and then they're at the party. Brion and his brother are talking, and Brion is like, I'll trust Frederick. And I don't
hmm
know why you trust Frederick. Did you have any feelings about Baron Frederick?
Okay, so uh, recency bias. I just watched Ella Enchanted, and the uncle takes to be king for a moment before the nephew can be king and is doing all kinds of bad stuff and everything. So I was like, I don't trust this man that's trying to be king before the rightful king is king because he's just there for enough time to mess things up and then he's gonna want to kill him and all this stuff. Like I got conspiracy theory fast.
And that's the thing. We see that Brion says he could do a lot of damage in a year.
So much. Yeah.
And because one of the things that's unclear, we know that his sister was the queen. And that means that he isn't actually royal family, I
Which makes
guess.
it a little weirder, but if I guess he's the only closest
Yeah,
relative of them.
yeah, like I'm guessing the king doesn't have a brother, but also he's been head of security this whole time, and he's
Yeah.
been around and all that. And one of the things that happened were because at first I was like, oh, he's like the moment I saw him, I was like shady, and
Yeah.
then whenever the king and queen were assassinated, and then he shot the guy who did it, I was like, okay, so he didn't set this up.
I don't trust that he wouldn't have set it up.
I'd say like this wasn't his idea, but also maybe it was his idea because whenever the king and queen were like, "We welcome Karaki refugees," and then some Karakis assassinate the king and queen, and now he's like, "No more Karakis." It's like, huh,
Interessante.
interesante. So
Mm.
if he already has a problem with Karakis, he didn't want them here in the first place. He hires some Karakis and then gets rid of those Karakis he hired.
Villain tale as old as time.
That's and it's always the uncle is never the
It's always the uncle.
because what's funny is when I saw Count Vertigo, I
Mhm.
was like, oh, it's confirmed because Count Vertigo was also the uncle who was trying to do
Yep.
some shit. Like we saw Count Vertigo be the uncle that tried to kill the baby so that he could rule Vlatava. So I was like, uncle's helping uncles. Is that what we're doing? Because
Yep.
I know, like, just
The uncle.
whenever I saw Count Vertigo, I was like, oh yeah, I don't trust Baron Frederick anymore. Like, and I
Yep.
never trusted him,
But
but
it just solidified.
that's the thing. We don't know how we feel about Brion yet,
Yeah.
and Brion is like, I don't trust him.
No.
And Gregor just kind of exists.
Yep.
Gregor is the crown prince, but like the
He's just
show
there.
the show's making it clear that like we're not worried about Gregor.
No.
So Gregor gonna stay home, but Brion gonna be doing stuff. Like
Yeah.
Brion gonna be in the mix,
He's up in there.
which happens kind of. But um so Briona's like, "Hey Dr. Jace, you remember that thing we talked about?" And she was like, "Yes, I think you should let it go." And he was like, "I will not."
I
And
don't
then
wanna.
she was like, "Okay, fine." talk to him, that guy over there. And
Mhm.
we already knew who he was, but Nightwing and Artemis are doing recon, and Nightwing tells us all the things. Like Nightwing lets us know who Dr. Jace is, who Dr. X is, who Baron is, who the princes are, all that. While that's happening, Black Lightning and Superboy, the hacker that Superboy has, crazy. Like I'm wondering if Nightwing is the one who developed that because he was the
Right.
hacker, and yeah, like now you just hold your phone up to something and it just hacks it,
You?
and I'm like, oh, they've come such a long way. Like he doesn't have to do any typing anymore. Like, yeah, I was like
Speed.
that thing is
Yeah.
crazy. So yeah, Black Lightning is detecting shit, and Superboy is hacking shit, and they get where they need to be, and they find some children. And they're like, oh shit, these children are alive. I hear heartbeats. Let's get them out of there. Count Vertigo.
Down vertical.
Count Vertigo to you, peasant. And we see Plasmus. So, what happened in your head when you saw Plasmus? We know what happened in Black Lightning's head.
Yeah, well, and this is where I think I got confused on like the last one because of who Plasmus is. So I'm like, okay, it's a kid potentially. Is it the kid from before? Um, but then go ahead.
So, um, in episode 1, we see a young man being told something about his
Yes.
sister.
Yes.
And she was saying, Otto, Otto,
Yes.
which is the boy's name.
Yes.
So
But this
then,
is that's why I got confused because he refers to this one as Otto.
yes,
So this is the other one.
this is the
Okay, that's
brother
why I
that.
was getting confused on who was what and where. That's why.
So
So
yeah,
Plasmus is the brother.
yeah, Anna's dead. And when she died, they were like, oh, well, we'll just take him.
The other one. Okay.
Yeah. And so now he is, yeah.
I see where my confusion was. Sorry for any comments I made at the earlier part of the episode today that I was like, oh, it's so and so.
No, you're good. Because I needed to hear him be called Otto to know, because I was like, she's dead. And
Yes,
then,
and that I mean I wrote down the auto part. I just misconnected the dots.
yeah, whenever Count Vertigo called him Otto, I think, I was like, oh, okay, I understand.
Mhm.
But yeah, Black Lightning was not okay.
No.
He had a full traumatic shutdown. And so Superboy breaks through the floor. They keep moving. And then we see the girl who let the speedster in to kill the king and queen. She's just in a hole being buried. And then
So many dead bodies for this show.
a lot of them.
Like that particular moment specifically felt like so many bodies for this show. And like
Yes.
clearly cold dead bodies.
Yes. And that was kind of the point is they were saying whenever kids are kidnapped, they are tested for metagene. If they have one, they get used. If they don't have one, they
Yep.
end up in a hole. And I'm like, yeah, if you're
Oh,
drowning people in tar,
how where else are like oh,
yeah,
oh.
that's what
Mm,
happens. So,
mm.
yeah. Um, she's in the hole and Artemis happens to be in the cemetery suiting up and a big purple light beam shines in the sky and
Yeah.
then she's alive and they just are like pour dirt faster.
I was like, this in what world is that the solution? Because you know what, honestly, that happens. I'm like, I'm out.
She tried to climb out and they kicked her back down there.
Well, I'm saying if I were them, I'd be like, I'm gone.
Actually, same. If she
I would
was if she
I,
was dead and then
she, if I didn't pass out there on the spot, I'm running.
yeah, like I just watched like you are not Jesus.
No, because I saw that and I was like, a zombie.
Yeah,
No.
you are not Mr. Raz Al Ghul. There's no
Mm-mm,
Lazarus
mm-mm,
pit in
mm-mm,
there. Like what are
mm-mm.
we? No,
No,
I don't like that at
immediately I
all.
hated it.
But yeah, their solution was just like, oh, just bury her anyway.
I was like, I don't think that's gonna help if she's alive.
Well, if she's buried, she's gonna have a tough time getting out, I guess.
Yo,
But yeah, so Artemis is like, oh, well, fuck that.
Yep.
And, beats him down a little bit and then is like, yeah, my little unicycle is only built for one. So we're gonna, Nike Express this thing.
Yep.
Sphere, come get us. And she's like, hey, what's your name? What's going on? Literally anything. And she's just looking at her.
I thought Girly didn't speak English because I was like, oh, okay, she just doesn't speak English.
That's what I thought too. I was like, she doesn't know English
At
because
the end.
like there'd be no reason for her to know English.
No,
Also, she just woke up from being dead. So,
which
may not have a
probably
lot to
rattles the
say.
brain a
A
little
little bit.
bit
A little bit.
now that you bring that up.
Yeah. So, while all that's happening, Nightwing follows X and Brion to the children's hospital. And they thought they lost him because Dr. X is like, I'm just making sure we're not being followed. And
Mhm.
Nightwing was like, huh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, amateurs.
Silly
So,
goose.
and then while that's happening, Black Lightning and Superboy, because they have no comms, because
Right.
it's a dead zone in there.
Right.
Superboy and Black Lightning see some water, and he opens the bars. Black Lightning jumps, and oh my back! When he hit that, I felt that.
Yep.
Like when it happened, I said out loud, "Oh my back!" Like I hated it.
It did not
I
look good.
hated it so much.
It did not look good.
No. And then Superboy gets snatched up.
Yep.
He I mean Plasmus puts some heat on him and he passes out. And then we see that Dr. X and Brion are, you know, going to see the operation.
Hmm.
And Brion is like, "Oh, absolutely fucking not. You're abducting children." Oh no. All of
We're
this is
not doing this.
yeah, all this is
No.
unsanctioned. Wait till I tell the crown and then Count Vertigo knocks him out and is like, Dr. X,
Try that.
what made you think that bringing him here was a good. And Doctor's like, well, I mean, I thought that he'd be down. And Count Vertigo is like, no, drag his ass into a pod. And he said, I'm a doctor. I don't do that.
I'm not one of them. Yeah.
I'm not, I don't do that. So
No.
sorry. And Count Vertigo was like, you brought him here. Get his ass in
Hmm.
a pod. This is your fault. And if you don't, I'll just kill you now. If you do it, I'll
Reasonable.
kill you after. And so he gets to dragging a body. And I just know we know how Superboy reacts to being podded.
Yeah.
If he wakes up, it's gonna be
Trouble for
bad for everybody.
everybody.
I
Yeah.
understand he is an inhibitor caller, but I know when he wakes up, he's not gonna be okay.
No, because he's
Because
gonna
he
have a trauma
he's
response immediately.
he says in this episode,
This reminds me of Cadmus.
all this shit reminds me of Cadmus in the worst way.
I feel so guilty too because in my notes I was like, what wouldn't remind you of Cadmus in the worst way? And then this happens and I was like, I'm so sorry, Connor.
Yeah. Like, oh,
I mean,
Cadmus in a good
yeah.
way?
I was
And
like,
it's like,
oh, yep,
ah,
yeah, foreshadowing, my bad.
yeah, you're
I get it
actually in a
now.
pod. Yikes.
Eek.
So, yeah. He's in there, and Count Vertigo's like, touch nothing, I will be back.
Hmm.
And Dr. Jace walks in, and she just starts touching shit. And Dr. X is like, no, no, what are you do? No, stop.
Why?
He
Mm-mm.
said don't touch any. Look, why are you touching things? And she's like, I know what I'm doing. I
And
bet you
yes,
do.
she does, because if I've learned anything from this show is that the evil women
The evil lady
know
scientist.
exactly what they're doing.
The evil lady scientist is
And
right.
the evil men should listen to them.
That's what we've learned. That's what season two. If season two taught us nothing, it's that evil lady scientist is right.
Listen to the women.
Yes, believe women.
Believe women.
That's the moral.
But truly, like again, one of the biggest qualms I had with last season was no one was listening to the female scientist.
Who
And
was
so
right
I
the whole time?
actually appreciated this of her being like, I know what I'm doing, and he was like, all right.
I mean, yeah, he didn't want to touch anything.
No, he didn't, but I just appreciate him being like, all right, you know, and I'm like, yeah, she does know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing, but she knows what she's doing.
She's tarring Brienne,
Yeah.
and she says to him, "Don't worry, it'll all be over soon. I know what I'm doing."
Ugh.
Because he's like, "Dr. Jace, no, please help me." No, no, no.
Please,
Yeah, you're good.
you'll be fine.
You're
It's
good.
all
And
right.
we see that Count Vertigo makes a phone call and says, "Your Highness, our operation might be compromised."
Which could mean couple of things because also earlier this episode, Brienne was like, "Don't call me your highness," because that's only referring to the crown or the crown prince or whatever. And so, who is he talking to? I know who we assume is the uncle.
Is the
However,
uncle. Yep,
it could be the brother
it could. And that's
or
the
it could be both.
it could be his own people because
Mm-hmm.
we know that Perdita was the queen
True.
when 7 years ago.
True.
Who knows what he's done now? Because he shouldn't be out. He should be locked the fuck up.
Yeah.
And yet here he is out.
Yep.
So
There's a lot of royalty people that it could be though for sure. It could be Queen Bee.
it could be Queen Bee.
All hail.
And we fucks with Queen Bee.
Love,
So
I love when she shows up. It could be Queen Bee. Sure, let it be Queen Bee.
yeah. So there are a lot of your highnesses he could be talking to.
Yes.
But who's your first guess?
First guess was the uncle,
Yep.
but I very specifically remembered that comment in the car between Brion and X, and I was just like, I feel like I think a fun thing would be to mislead and to make me fully believe it's the uncle and not have any uh thoughts on the brother because there's been some emphasis on fraternal twin. He's the elder, like, so I'm like,
The
that would be
16
fun for me
minutes and all
too
that.
if it was they were in cahoots together even. That would provide me entertainment.
Yep.
So in my mind,
Because
it could go either way.
that could be why he's not worried about it. That could be why Gregor is like,
Exactly.
it's fine.
Exactly.
Just playing dumb.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ways this could be going.
Mhm.
Because yeah. So what do we think of episode 2?
I had a good time. I definitely enjoyed the first episode, I think a bit more, but I think it's that
Oh yeah.
excitement, that freshness of we're back at it again. I know nothing too terrible is going to happen in the first episode because it's the first episode. Which not that a show can't just ruin you on a first episode, but
Of course.
it was definitely like, okay, we were doing a lot of setup in episode one. Now let's follow through on some of this kind of things, but it's still introducing characters and stuff. And we're still in the we have a lot of questions mode.
Yes. What do you think of opening credits, closing credits?
Oh, I think I'm enjoying the eeriness of the opening situation that's going on. Closing credits, cute so far. And like really we haven't had an episode obviously yet this season that's really just been like, oh my gosh.
I said we
Uh,
only just got here, but it's a
but it's a nice
26.
calm down at the end of the episode. And I assume if it continues, it might continue to be a calm down moment kind of thing. I would think it's a little crazy to go into a high like stress credit scene, which they could give it to us. But I thought the first episode was so cute with the little pet toy of the little kid Flash and the dog. And I was just like, my heart, that's so sweet. And then and then Cutie Sphere,
Yeah,
girly.
we love it.
So I like that addition to it, and it's a fun way. Like that's a good addition after 6 years. That's a good thought to put at the end of those. I was like, whoever had that idea, props.
I agree. Like, and that's the thing. Like, as often as Wolf sleeps, I'm gonna need some Wolf
All up in
end
there.
credits.
Yeah.
Yep.
It reminds me very much. It's also a nostalgic feeling of just like waiting for the computer to go on the screensaver and watch the fish. That's the vibe it gives me of just like, okay, let's have a cool down moment and just watch nothing,
Yeah.
but something.
Or like the little wires expanding and contracting in
Yes.
different
And
rainbow
it's just
colors
like
and
it's a meditation moment for us all after a stressful episode.
yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Okay. So you think you can make it through the whole season?
If Nightwing's gonna be out and about like this, oh yeah.
Good. That's what I
Oh yeah.
like. I will say I'm gonna have to get used to calling Artemis Tigress because Artemis is her actual name,
But they've been calling her both
but it was her like
her
code
name
name
as a
too.
thing. Yeah,
Like same like similar to Zatanna. Like Zatanna's her name and her name,
right.
but now that Artemis has a work name,
Code. Yeah.
I'm like, I we'll see how often I call her Tigress. It might not be a thing.
I don't call anybody consistently by one name, so
I try to call them the name of what they're doing. Like if they are
yeah.
in their street clothes, I try to call them by their name, and if they're working, I try to do that. It doesn't always happen. It
I
doesn't
feel
always
like
work.
I call them by their birth names all the way around.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and mainly just in the synopsis, I try to call them
Yeah.
by what they're doing. But whenever we're just talking about it, I call them what feels right at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, I do my best to stay consistent, but I guarantee nothing.
I
So
guarantee inconsistency from me.
there you go, and that's a good guarantee.
Let's go back and count how many times I said McGann's name a different way in this episode alone.
Yeah, she's one of the people like McGann, Miss Martian, Megan.
Meg,
Who knows?
I'm throwing it all out there.
It is what it is. So yeah, like what I will say, his name is Calder. I don't see myself calling him Aquaman.
I've called him Cal a few times.
Yeah, his name is Calder.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
the
that's.
Aquaman doesn't feel right.
Yeah, Aquaman is Arthur.
Yes.
He's Calder.
Like if you told me Roy was gonna be Green Arrow, and I'm like, no, that's Ollie. Like, no.
Yeah, like
There's some that are too canonically who they are that I can't separate.
I agree. Like there's some people that are just locked in,
Yeah.
and that's what it is.
And not that he's not he's gonna be great Aquaman, but like
But Arthur is Aquaman,
Arthur. Yeah.
and he is Calder.
Yes.
That is what it's gonna be. If y'all need me to call him Aquaman, sorry,
Sorry.
we're not doing that.
Calder.
His name is Calder. But anyway, uh, anything else on these episodes?
I'm just ready to have a good time. Again, excited for like action Nightwing because he was so cool not being in action, but so cool when he was.
Yeah.
And so to get more of that, I'm pretty excited about.
Okay. Honestly, I kind of want to see Miss Martian do stuff now that she has like decided to take on a new look, but also is like
Yes.
I want to see her like what she does now, like because I would venture to guess one of the issues we had in season 2 was that she wasn't using her powers at all because of the trauma.
Yes. So she's surely
If
honed in.
she's yeah, like if she's past the trauma and she's like living her best life, being her true self,
Yeah.
I want to see her cook now that she's revealed or now that she's like unbothered,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
she's who I'm excited about, but since she's the leader, she may just be calling plays from the watchtower. Who knows?
We'll find out.
I assume she'll do a little bit because we saw Nightwing doing a little bit.
Yeah.
So in the next episode, we will be discussing season 3, episodes 3 and 4. So until then,